I want to talk about Mr. Ohtani. He had his elbow surgery. What do you see for him? I mean, obviously everybody throw out a number, 500, 600, ownership. What do you see happening for him? Because it's going to have to be interesting language due to he's had multiple injuries. What who do you see him going to?
He's really going to get paid, but he's going to lose a bunch of money because he's not a pitcher right now, and he's not going to be a pitcher in 2024, which we all lose with that because we've never seen anybody quite like him. But somebody's going to go out there and give him a ton of money, maybe let's just say 450 million, and then load it up with incentives in case he comes back as a pitcher in 2025. And there's no guarantee he's coming back as a pitcher in 2025. I think he will, but we're not positive of that. This is his second Tommy John. And as for Adam, where he's going to go, of course, that's the big question, and nobody has the right answer here. But it just seems most logical to me that the Dodgers have the best shot at him. To me, the last couple of years, they've been saving money here and there in order to load up to go get Ohtani. He's accomplished virtually everything that you can in the game. He's going to win his second MVP this year. He's the most remarkable player we've ever seen. The one thing he hadn't done yet is win. And he's going to look and say, who gives me the best chance to win long term? I think he's going to pick the Dodgers. To me, at least, we're all guessing, but that makes the most sense at this moment.
Tim, I think it's such a unique case because, you mentioned 450, and I'll put that 500 number at you and say over under. I'm assuming you're going to go under, but I guess the reason why I still go over 500 is because of the uniqueness of the player. I know you're not trying to pay for a $500 million DH only, but the pretty strong likelihood that he will pitch again after next season. And I think top line overall in our league, it is still about making money for these owners. And it is no secret amongst everyone that Shohei Ohtani made the Angels significant cash, way more than any other ball player in the sport could make. Rumors of 15. I've even heard behind the scenes $20 million for the Angels just based on sponsor deals that go to the team, not for Shohei Ohtani. Knowing that alone and then putting that factor into the average annual value, don't you think that his contract, if he wants it to be, will go over 500 based on how many teams will be involved?
Yeah, I would not be shocked or surprised if he got $500 million. I mean, that's what I thought he'd get 600 at the beginning, and then he got hurt. And I said, all right, he's only going to get 500 million now. He may go a little bit below that, but again, with incentives, if he gets incentives, it's going to be a ridiculous deal. And a bunch of teams are going to be interested because, Scott, you're absolutely right. The revenue that he brings in just being Shohei Ohtani is enormous. I think that's another reason that the Angels hung on to him, because they got him for another 2 months, which means 2 more months of Ohtani revenue.
If I bring up the name Junior, who's the first person that comes to mind?
Ken Griffey Jr. is the first junior that comes to mind for me.
A different Ken.
Big part of
Ken. A
big part
Ken.
of this show, an old rival.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, when we were on the beat together, Ken Rosenthal, Richard Justice, and I, his nickname was Junior, and here it is all these years later, and I still call him Junior on First Reference. It's hilarious. When we covered the team, we were covering the team at the same time that Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson were teammates. They had just gotten together with the Rockets, and they were called the Twin Towers. And Junior and I were called the Twin Towers of Baltimore because both of us are under 4 feet tall, and those other guys average about 7 feet tall. So, yes, Junior and I were on the beat together for a long time. Boy, he was a nightmare to go up against, but I loved him then. I love him now. He's a dear friend of mine. And sorry, Eric, I missed the translation. Ken.
That's okay.
Junior is on First Reference every time.
I wanted to get your opinion real quick on something. Do you, for just about Ohtani, with his injury history, do you see him or possibly doing a John Smoltz scenario where, okay, great starter, hurt his elbow, go to the bullpen, become 50-save closer. He's available a lot more often. It's not every 6 day like he does in Japan. You can bring him every single day, or obviously not available every day, but a lot more often than a starter. So could he end up at the say 4 or 5 years from now be a closer and still hit.
Yes, with his skill set, obviously he can do anything. But I think it's really tricky when you're also a hitter and you're getting into 60 games as a pitcher, as a reliever. I think it's really, really hard. I checked with the Angels people on this, and I gave them that scenario, and one of their guys just said, "No, that's not happening. He's either going to be a starter." I mean, he's just going to be a starter, not a reliever. But I'm with you. I think he could be a great closer. I just don't know how you combine that with him also being a hitter.
Yeah, the rules of the sport make that difficult, but who knows? I mean, he's done a lot that we never anticipated at this point. So he's going to dominate the offseason like LeBron years back with his decision.